Hi, welcome to another video. Things to do on a bleak, dreary Sunday. Visit a castle, why not, right? And you're coming with if you want to hang out with me. I'm in Deal and I want to take a little walk around Deal Castle, which was built 1539 to 1540 on the orders of Henry VIII. We'll get into that in a minute when we get in there. I think it'll be worth looking around. I hope it's open. 14th of Feb. It's open till 4 o'clock, so we're good. Wow. Let's walk in, show my ticket, and then I'll take you around, I think. What I like about what English heritage do with their castles is maintain them really well. Now it has a little gift shop, but it doesn't have a cafeteria, although it does have facilities. And because they're not particularly big, it's only going to take you about 30 minutes, an hour max to walk around. So let me show my ticket and then we'll get inside. So coming out of the main entrance there, it's an interesting castle because it's circular. Now a little bit of history of Deal Castle, built 1539 to 1540 as part of King Henry VIII's fortification and defences of the south coast. Now you've got the Cinque Ports, which were Sandwich, get this right, Dover, Hythe, New Romney and Hastings. So the 5 main port defences. But Henry VIII had this built, I think we'll go up here. Henry VIII had these 3 castles. There's Walmer Castle down the coastway, Deal Castle here, and Sandown Castle the other side of the coast there by the Deal Pier, which doesn't exist anymore. We interrupt your normal scheduled programme because this is Sandown Castle, or should be Sandown Castle. On Google Maps it says it's Sandown Castle, but it now says it's Sandown Castle and Community Gardens, which is there. And there's a rockery going on, and there's a nice little pier thing here for people to sit and look out to sea. But as part of the 3 castle structure, Walmer, Deal and Sandown, Sandown Castle was here. Absolutely nothing left of it at all now. So it would have been built around the same time, right? 1539-40, 3 castles built and not maintained. I wonder if it was ruined. I wonder if it was bombarded and hit by cannon shell. Anyway, let's go back to Deal Castle.
Thank you very much. Yes,
Thanks.
please, sir.
I needed sustenance, or at least a refreshing coffee. Right, now back to Deal Castle. Fascinating castle, because when we think castles, we think Dover Castle, right? Big structures, perpendicular, upright, that kind of stuff. But if I overlay an aerial view of the castle, you'll see that it's shaped like an English rose. It's really quite fascinating. So I thought what we would do is have a quick walk around the bastions here. The keep is in the middle. So of course, traditionally keep, big square structure. They've got the keep in the middle, the defensive bastions around the edge, and I'm sure I'll get some information as we're walking around, you know, in terms of how many guns are there, who were the captains of the castle, and the Lord Warden who oversaw all the captains, all of that kind of stuff. So let's take a little stroll around and then we'll go inside. So these are the outer bastions, that's an inner bastion, and then you've got the keep in the middle. And of course they've got the cellars at the bottom, which I think are purported to be haunted. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. Well kept, well preserved. When you think this is almost 500 years old, 1540. So there's, if I get it right, Walmer Castle. We're at Deal Castle, and then they built these little fort structures all the way along. And we interrupt your scheduled programming again, because this is Walmer Castle, which formed the third of the three castles defending this stretch of the coast. Sandown, Deal, Walmer, complete with its cannons. Boom! It's actually the home of the Lord Warden of the Cinque Ports, and had famous residents such as Arthur Wellesley, is it Wellesley? The Duke of Wellington, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. She was also a Lord Warden of the Cinque Ports, and she lived here. But I think this castle is for a separate video, so let's go back to Deal. So it was a strategic military defence because of the perceived threat of French invasion and Roman imperial invasion. And of course Henry VIII had split from the church, hadn't he, with Anne Boleyn. So by 1539 everybody hated the now Protestant England, so he had to defend himself. So that's it, we've walked around the outer bastion. I think what we'll do is walk in and maybe do the downstairs first, and then we'll do each of the tiers until we get to the top. It's kind of an easy way round. So we've got here the defends and rounds, the basement. That's what I want first. I want to do that. If you're claustrophobic, you might want to think about not doing the rounds. Explore and defend the rounds. Here we go. Suddenly you can smell how damp it is, musty. Got a well here. And people have thrown money in. What is the fascination with throwing money in? I've always wondered what the fascination is. What way to go? I think that's the way into the rounds. So we'll do that in a moment. Let's just see what we've got on the circular. This will be the inner bastions. Nothing but a room. I suppose they would have stored. They're storehouses, aren't they? I'm not seeing any plaques or anything. But looks like an old printing press there. Another storeroom now. Because it's a Sunday and because it's a tourist attraction, I'd expect a lot of visitors. But in fact, there's only a few, so it's quite good. Kind of got the place to myself. I'm thinking printing press, but there's nothing to say otherwise. Where am I? Did I do this already? Yeah, I think I've done this one. Let's go round the rounds. Downstairs we go. Or is it this way? Gosh, this is confusing. Oh yeah, the well, okay. I've gone all the way around now. So we're going to go down into the basement, the rounds, which is supposed to be haunted. Hopefully if I can stay with the crowds, I won't freak myself out. The rounds is a passage around the castle inside the wall at moat level. It contains 53 embrasures, window-like openings. and one small door in the outer wall. You are here. So we're going to go in, follow it all the way around. I think we come back, or maybe we only come back in that way. We shall see. A staircase. It's about exploring, isn't it? I don't know where that goes, but that would probably be another entrance down into the basements. Is my camera going to pick it up? Is it going to be too dark? There, I'll put my torch on. Yeah, we need the torch so that we can see where we're going. So I suppose in terms of defending the castle, the troops would be down here, wouldn't they, with their muskets. I'm hearing voices. Oh, I'm hearing kids. Are you guys defending?
Yeah, defending the castle.
Where did you pick the guns up from?
Well, there's a whole rack of them round there.
Oh, I should go and get one myself, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you need one.
Okay.
Thanks, thank you.
It's supposed to be haunted. Engage with the public. I do like to do a bit of that. Because it helps you size up what the public are like, doesn't it? Right, what have we got here? I think we can go in there. Oh yeah, because it follows it round. Well, the last time I came down here, it was very cold and wet. Turn the dial.
Please turn me till the message plays.
What's the message place? Number 7. No? Oh, maybe I should start at 1. Nothing happening, people. Am I doing something wrong? Oh well. We shall continue the round. Six 1927. Don't know what that means. Well, it's very clean down here. I feel like I'm going round in circles, but I see a sign saying beware of flood. It's another one of those things. Enemy at the gates. I feel like I want to give it another go.
Please turn me till the message plays.
It's like one of those wind-up radios, isn't it? I'm turning. Don't hear the message. I don't have it in me to keep turning. But maybe if you come here, you can do the turning yourself, can't you? Let us continue. Ah, we're out. I think I can go all the way round, but for the sake of this video, we only need to do half the round, don't we? Here's the guns. Take a musket with you, explore and imagine defending. We shall defend our castle. Right, on with the show. So we're back out here. Okay, the printing press. Right, got my bearings. So the well, entrance and staircase should be here. Let's go back to the top. Well, that was fascinating and quite clean as well. Right, I think inside the next level, we're going to see rooms and we're going to see some, what would you call it? Information plaques, that kind of thing. So it's Henry VIII's Castle of War, the keep ground floor. I love all the whitewashed walls. Okay, so look, here's the staircase that we were looking at earlier from the bottom. The keep, part of the castle, built on the orders of Henry VIII. Purpose-made coastal fort equipped with big guns to protect against invasion. This room has openings in the walls where handguns could be fired and circular shafts that took gun smoke through the roof. I'm not seeing any circular shafts, but... Thank you. Friend or foe, right? Pause to read. So plenty of information. The world of Henry VIII. Can you work it out? I've got no idea where these places are. Marbrook, Shaw, Yarmouth. I can see Yarmouth there. Is that supposed to be the Isle? No, it can't be the Isle of Wight. Comments. Anne of Cleves ship, December 1539. Anne of Cleves stayed here on her way to meet Henry VIII. So she'd come over from Europe and rested here in an unfinished castle.
I am weary of this journey, having been many weeks on the road from Cleves. And now we are aboard ship and on our way to England. The storms which swept the channel this past 2 weeks have at last subsided. In truth, I miss my homeland. Though it is true, the greetings I have received along the way have been warm and kind. The gifts from my new English companions have been generous. My lords Lisle and Howard have treated me most graciously, and I have been learning something of English courtly ways. I am anxious but eager to meet my husband-to-be. I have heard much from the diplomats about his strengths and virtues, but there are others who whisper and speak ill of Henry Tudor.
Cromwell tells me that the Emperor granted Anne safe passage across his lands. At least he concedes me that. So my queen is on her way from Calais. Well, that is something to celebrate. I will contrive a surprise meeting. The Emperor, my friend Charles, we were allies for many years. I wonder how long this new alliance of his with the French can last. Were it not for that infernal Pope encouraging an end to their long wars, all might be well. And the Pope, the very man whose eternal city was laid waste by the Emperor, is the agent of their alliance. It seems the Pope must hate me most of all.
I thought that might be interesting, just to put some of the speaky parts in. Right, let's go to this room. Deal Castle Chapel, 1923 to 25. So because everything is round, you can just follow the route. And you'll get back to where you started. So we got some breech loading gun, destructive shot. It's funny, those destructive shots, because they don't explode, right? There's no gunpowder in them, so they load the shots into the cannon, and it's the destruction of the lead or iron shot, as it's called, hitting its object. So if they're firing at other ships, they're hitting the masts, aren't they? Shredding the masts, causing debris to splinter and affect the sailors. Anyway, let's keep walking. Something about a musket. Billeted quarters, perhaps? Or would this have been the kitchen? There's your stove, isn't it? Big fireplace. But would it be a kitchen if they got muskets there? Who knows? I think you can go upstairs from any one of these staircases. We'll do that in a minute. So it's all about the warfare. It's kind of like a model of the castle, look. You are here. More little rooms. Now, I talked about the Cinque Ports, the 5 main ports which kind of shielded and defended the east coast, southeast coast, Kent and Sussex. But Henry built castles all the way around the south English coast, all the way down to Cornwall. And on this map, you can actually see where they were. So Sandown, and Walmer. You've got Camber Castle, picture on the screen of what it looks like, in the middle of nowhere. Sandgate, which is actually now a private residence, another picture on the screen. And then as you come further down, you've got Calshot and Hurst around the Isle of Wight. So that was obviously the naval port of Portsmouth, Southampton. Then down to Portland, you've got Portland Bill lighthouses down there. And then down in Cornwall, St Mawes and Pendennis. 2 castles I'll have to take you to. I think I did one once, a long time ago, but scrubbed it off my channel before I did the Tudor travels, so let's go upstairs. I think we get now into, oh look, we've got a history here. Began building. Anne of Cleves visited. Siege of Deal Castle during the English Civil Wars. 1664, Duke of York and Albany's Maritime Regiment of Foot, the Royal Marines, garrisoned Deal during the war with the Dutch. New apartments and captain's house completed. Lord Carrington, captain of Deal, headed the Cinque Port volunteers during the Napoleonic Wars. And in 1940 it was used again, look. HQ for the battery of the Royal Artillery coast defence guns. A German bomb destroyed the captain's house. How dare they? It was war though. Right, let's go through here, shall we? I wonder if this is all the same, that you can walk around the officers' mess. I see, chaps. Isn't war jolly good? Privileges. The Cinque Ports, I think the ruling with the Cinque Ports was that the town would provide sailors and shipping for the Crown's use and need, and in doing so received the patronage of the Crown and were given certain rights. Yeah, I'm not going to go through them, I might put a few on the screen. But to be a captain of a Cinque Port and to have your town a Cinque Port was quite a privilege way back when. Let's have a look here. So these are the captains. I love this, that it's kind of, I feel like it's Georgian, you know, because you've got the walls have got this pattern and kind of inset. I don't do interior design, but you can see it, can't you? Wooden walls as opposed to wallpaper. Lots of tiny little rooms here. A garderobe, latrine, plop. I have to show you latrines, don't I? So back into the officers' mess. This would have perhaps been the captain. King or Parliament. Civil wars were about who would govern England, king or Parliament. It's lovely, lovely, well done, well preserved room. What's we got here? Private study. You could get lost in here. I'm kind of thinking I'm going through this room, then I'm going through that room. But did I miss something by not following the route? So I'm going to go back out here. I came from that way. Oh yeah, here we are. I say here we are, I'm confused. Some more captains of Deal. A little presentation on the screen of what's going on with no audio. Well, it's got kind of a time frame on it, look. I don't know what that's all about. Looks like something from Harry Potter when they're telling the story of the Deathly Hallows. But not really anything of interest there. Some bit of furniture. Obviously something for the kids. They can leave little messages. And they can leave little messages and put them on there. So shall we leave a little message? Tudor travels. Should be cheeky. I'm trying to do this holding the like and subscribe. I can't hold it down. We need to do the YouTube icon. Tudor travels, like and subscribe. Let's pop that on here. There we go. Leave your mark, it says. I left my mark. Ooh, we've got some coats of arms up here. 1980, so is that the most current? 35 to 51, 26 to 35. Going all the way back. So where's the first one? I mean, I could go all the way back here. There's actually a coat of arms chart there. Pause to read. So the first one has to be down here, doesn't it? 1648. Difficult for me to see. So definitely a lot of history here. And this, like, original wood. Look at this. So they will preserve it, but it's still original. So then we come back out here. So I've actually done the whole rounds. There's nothing else to see here. So that's it. That's Dover Castle. Deal Castle. You can cover it in such a short time, but definitely get a little bit of history going. Cheeky and go back through here. I'm going to be cheeky and go back through here. I think I've done it all now, haven't I? Let's play hide and seek. So I didn't feel the need to talk to anybody, like, tell me about this room. So the main entrance is back that way. Let's just walk around here. See if there's anything we missed. Don't know if this might have been a magazine for storing gunpowder and the like. nearly 500 years old, with a touch of 1800s Napoleonic War brickwork by the looks. Let's go back up to where the cannons are. So yeah, a moat, but no longer used as a moat, obviously, because it's not military defence, is it? Last used in the World War II as HQ for the defence. The castle was in open country. Nearby, the port of Sandwich was declining as its harbour had silted up. So you would have had none of the buildings around here. It would just be an open land. Well, that's it. That's Deal Castle. I'm not a historian, so I don't go through all the whole motions of on this precise date, such and such happened. But I do like walking around these old buildings because it gives me a sense of part of my heritage, you know, when you're able to freely walk around these things. And Britain, or England actually, you know, in times of Henry VIII, because Scotland was independent, certainly Wales was under rule of the English, but Ireland was independent. So England as a nation was a very powerful country, or nation. England versus France versus... So that's what they do in all the sports these days, isn't it? They're still having wars with each other, but they're doing it with sport. And of course, if you have a desire, you can have a look around the little gift shop for their trinketry, but also literature, stories of the country. Take a tipple. And something for the kids. So there you go, Deal Castle, full of history and really quite enchanting, and it's nice just to walk around and feel part of the kind of the old heritage, English heritage, right? Quite easy to walk around. You'll do it in 30 minutes quite easily. Right, I'll call it quits there. Lots of footage, but perhaps to be edited. Oh, it looks so special. Look at it with all the ivy and everything. I have to do my thumbnail, shall I? Pointing. Will I get a thumbnail out of that? Possibly, maybe not. Right, I'll wrap it up here. Thanks very much for watching, joining me here at Deal Castle.
Sorry, thank you.
You're welcome. And I will see you in another video. Bye for now. Yeah, it's rather special.